Hi YouTubers. Today I'm going to talk about something that is affecting a lot of people. First things first, if you like the stuff that I share on my channel, if you love what I share and you like to share it with other people, I'd really appreciate if you just share that link through Facebook, Twitter, in any other social platform, or even with your email links, mail listing. Today I'm going to talk about something that is very important, and I think it's because we've got so many people who are looking for jobs. People are writing CVs, they're submitting CVs. You find yourself at a place where you've got the degree, and today's things have changed, okay? It's not like the days when you had a degree, you had an age in life. You are this guy who has papers, and all you needed to do was to walk into an organization and there was scarcity of manpower, or should I say skilled manpower. And it's come to a time where we've got more people who have got qualifications, and I'm talking about qualifications for, with paperwork and maybe experience, than there are positions for employment, vacancies. And so it's become very frustrating for people who are looking for jobs because you write CVs, you submit CVs, you've got a list of so many potential employers, and you've got so many people applying for the same jobs, and to get a job has become a nightmare for many people. And even for those who have jobs, to just up your game and move to the next level, get promoted, or just move to the next green pastures, it has become a hell for many people. And so if this is something that is becoming a problem for you, I have a few tips that might make it easy for you. So watch through the video, and I'm sure along the way I'm going to give you some tips that are going to put you ahead of the pack when it comes to the job market. Well, so you have the degree now, you have the PhD, you have the masters, and you're looking for employment. But guess what? There are so many people who have the same things that you have. Went for better schools, and even some went to lesser, recognized schools than you did, but all of you have the same qualifications. So what is going to be your A game? I'm going to give you a few things that I think are very important. First of, if you have just cleared your college or whatever education that you are pursuing, you probably are just starting your job hunting. And so you'll need a couple of things. Every employer is looking for the best. That is the truth. In fact, I sometimes think, and I say this often, that there is no competition for jobs. You just need to be the best in your game, and the rest will take care of itself, okay? Because out there is a demand for the best. See, there are three kinds of people in life. There are those people who we don't know what kind of people they are. They just are trying to do so many things. They're trying to do this and do that. They can do a thing or two, and they're okay. We're not talking about those people. Then we have these other people who are good. These are the kind of guys who, they know they've got the potential, they've explored it to an extent, but not to the full extent of their potential. They're good guys. These guys become employees in middle levels. They work for long, and they actually get fired from time to time. They get replaced, or at least once in a while someone is going to come from nowhere and just sweep them up and overtake them in the food chain, or in the career ladder. And so you've got to be distinct, okay? I'm talking about the A game. I'm talking about those employees or those people who've got this uniqueness in them. This person was a brand, so to speak. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. So you need to make a brand of yourself, because we know very well that everybody just buys brands. Okay, so how do you start to make a brand of yourself? Number one, if you've just finished your education, you probably need to get the basics. You need to go shopping for clothes. And to do this, you need to understand what industry you are in. Okay? It's not everywhere you're supposed to go in in this very sharp suit. Okay, and if your job requires that you go in sharp suits, then you better get the best of suits. Sometimes you don't need so many suits, but you might need a variety of shirts and shoes that you might need to show up. And especially to get an interview, you probably and mostly you will need to show up looking at your best. And don't take this for granted. It doesn't matter the content that you have. There's something about a sharply or smartly dressed person that you cannot overlook. What happens to sharply dressed people? They get the attention, okay? And in an interview or in a job hunting situation, you want to get the attention of your potential employer. And there is no shortcut to this, okay? So you better look your best. I once saw a guy, he was very good in his craft, and he was a software developer, and he shows up in shorts, and it's okay, it's allowed, these guys are geeks, I'm one. But you see, I once had my mentor tell me that you get addressed the way you are dressed. How you are dressed is how you get addressed. And so you need to create a brand that gets the attention and is given the importance that is required in a competitive job market. So go on and do some shopping. There are so many secondhand stores. There's a lot of designer clothes that you can find in secondhand stores if you do not have enough cash. And sometimes you don't need a bunch of cheap things. You just need like 2 very nice suits or 2 very nice outfits that are actually fitting you and bringing out the best of you when you sit in that interview. Talking about the dress code, there are some certain symbols that you need to watch out for. You see, it's not about just dressing. It's about making a statement of who you are, what you are made of, and your belief system. Okay, so what do you need? 1, you need a good, clean shirt. And you've got to iron it perfectly when you're going for that interview. Even if it's a casual shirt, it's got to have a nice appeal. It's got to give you that composure and that inviting and that edge that tells people that this is a person who's got his stuff together. And you need to get a nice fitting pair of pants. I've seen people who, they tie their belts around their waist. It's like they're trying to hang themselves upside down. It doesn't work, okay? Get fitting clothes. And then you might need to get a watch, okay? A watch is a status symbol. It's something that shows people that you are aware of time. You keep time and you mind time. So there's so many beautiful watches. Some of them are, knockoffs. I'm talking about if you are a beginner, you might not have the finances to go for that Titan or that, that very expensive Rolex. But you can begin with something. Find a nice watch. A watch that shows people that you're you're a time keeper, you're a person who keeps their time and you mind time. That's very important. If you are required to wear official suit of clothing and you need to do a tie, get a tie that is just not so flowery, okay? Flowery ties have a way of giving out an image of someone who's got no power or someone who is disorganized, and it's got so much going. There's a lot of busy business going on here. So I would rather you look for a monochrome kind of a tie so that it can go with your monochrome shirt. Let everything be fitting. When it comes to the belt, do not compromise. The belt is a very important thing. It is one of those fine, small things, details, that show that you actually are very self-aware. And everybody wants to work with someone who is actually sensitive about everything, because business is not a joke. Okay, so find a nice belt with a nice buckle. Don't go and get those buckles that have flags of, United States or Jamaica or whatever, or lions. It should just be plain and very simple. Remember, less is always more in this case. The other thing that you need to do is get your fingers on current affairs. Read about everything, because a knowledgeable person always has confidence. When you've got knowledge, it's always, it's a sum total kind of an effect. And when you sit down for an interview, you've got all this information that you can share, and you've got all this experience through knowledge that you can provide in any situation. And so you're likely to have an edge. So get your fingers on information. Never take anything for granted, especially information about the industry and the company you're going to work for or you seek to work for. I always say this, and I know it sounds like fraud, but it's not a joke. Find a sound. This is very interesting. We are all born with accents. I come from a tribe which is very well known for their accent. You can almost tell when one of my tribesmen says hello. You can tell where they come from. But I'm saying you must find a very musical accent. And it doesn't have to sound like a song. I'm just saying that your execution of words, when you speak, you must be appealing to the listener. So how do you find a sound? By practice, okay? There is no shortcut. You must think in the language that you want to speak to your interviewers. If you live in a country where Chinese is the main language, then you better be good in your Chinese. If you live in a country where English is the main language, then work on that and make sure that you can articulate words and don't rush, okay? Learn to speak without having to rush. Always relax. And you can actually hit some, workout exercises about developing your voice, okay? You can sing loud, you can rap, you can practice pronouncing words and executing small conversations. Even in your teammates, practice speaking, because it is through your voice that you're going to sell yourself. And also, you need to work on your etiquette, okay? There are people who are very, they are very brash. They do not know how to, just get their stuff together. When you get into a room, you've got to bring a warm character. Remember, your potential employer is looking for a person who is going to have a brand to help his brand or her brand go to the next level. So, you must be the kind of a person who warms up to people. You can greet someone, and you have to practice how to do a right handshake. Well, it should not be too loose, it should not be too firm, it should not be too long or too brief. And when you shake hands with people, look at the person in the eye. Looking at the person in the eye displays a sense of confidence and honesty. When you are the kind of a person who shakes people's hands and you're looking away, it shows that you're either not interested, you are rude, or you are not genuine. So you must work on your etiquette and make sure that you've polished those small areas about etiquette that are very necessary for you to survive in the social world and in a competitive social world. And finally, you must work on your CV. Okay, people take it for granted that you just come up with a traditional CV. I'm not saying that you go and make some very comprehensive and very complicated kind of a CV. I'm just saying, communicate clearly and let it flow. Where you come from, where you are at, and where you're headed in your career life. Your CV is got to show, your resume is got to give a very clear picture of a person who knows where they are going and who's got the skills that they are required. And also, when you go for interviews, be willing to not to fight, okay? I see people sitting in interview rooms and all they do is be on the defensive. It's very easy to dilute, an attack. First, you've got to recognize that there could be some truth in whatever that person is claiming, in that person's claim. And then you go ahead and explain yourself. Don't be caught up in boardroom battles where you're already in a fighting mode with your prospective employer. In life, I just want you to know that you've got to create a brand for yourself. And right now, in the competitive world of job market, unless you're a brand, then you're no one. make a brand of yourself, and build up your brand. And until next time, think about those things and have a lovely day. Goodbye.